give all praise, honor, and glory to my power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakudash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well, being great examples to us younger brothers. Peace and blessings to those who elect. Lord willing, we be a part of that number. All right, now, give me 1 second. All right, my brother Kadar from the James Bench, Chicago, coming back with another video. The video's gonna be entitled "Be on the Lookout for June 14th." Just like a prophecy watch, that is our job. Be on the lookout. June 14th. It's a Flag Day. Okay. You got Flag Day. And Trump is also celebrating his birthday on that day as well. So it's on a Saturday. Okay, it's definitely a day, that we should be on the lookout, because anything could pop off, in your city, where they're, and also, not only where they're having the ceremony or whatnot, but also, anything could pop off in your city as well, so, we got to be on the lookout for what's going on, because this could be a major key day, for something popping off, and Trump was always talking about, celebrating America's 250th year celebration. He mentioned he wanted to do a lot of, implement a lot of laws and whatnot, but nevertheless, it says a Flag Day is a holiday celebrated. Flag Day is a holiday celebrated on June 14th in the United States. It commemorates the adoption of the flag of the United States on June 14, 1777. By resolution of the Second Continental Congress. Okay, they got a march going on that date. Okay, so definitely with the things going on right now, brothers should be on high alert. We all should be on high alert. Be vigilant. For what's going on right now. There's a lot of shit going on right now. A lot of agent provocateur activity. Esau's making this move. Even near our campsite, man. Esau moved sheriffs, sheriff parking spots, near our campsite. So like the Elder Malcolm mentioned in his video this morning, we might have to shake the dust off our feet on that spot sooner than later, because Esau's ready to make his move. He's using agent provocateurs to do so, because whenever he can't get the public to react the way he wants them to react, that's when he starts to use his agent provocateurs, man. Okay, we seen that from the Purge movie. All right, we see all the what is it called? The what is that website called? It was a website on where they posted, are you ready to be a rebel? Like, are you ready to rebel? Fuck, I forgot what it's called, man. It's all good. It'll come back to me later. But bros who are in the know and who are on their watch know what I'm talking about, man. This fucking flesh, man. But yeah, man, it's definitely a day to be on the lookout. So let's grab the 2nd Ezra 15. I didn't want this lesson to be Craigslist, the Wadi Halva Shemal Shah. All right, that list on Craigslist. That wanted people to rebel, incited rebellions. When you go to the spot, they'll hand you a fucking Mexican flag. Hey, so we got to be wise in these times, man. Because these people are on high alert. All these Americans are on edge. So we definitely gotta use wisdom wherever we go. Okay. So let's read the 2nd Ezra 15:1, and I'll read to verse 5, and then I'll skip down to verse 14. Okay, this 2nd Ezra 15:1, it says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. So these are the words of Yahweh Bashemel Shai." Okay, it says, "It caused them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true." Okay, it says, "Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee." Okay, and that word incredulity goes into a refusal to accept. Okay, Our people, no matter what type of information we give them, the scriptures, artifacts to back up the scriptures. The scripture says the second in Timothy's that their conscience is seared with a hot iron. Okay, so the 2/3, the undesirables, they're not going to receive it, and they're going to get the destruction. Verse 4. Okay, let's back that up. It says, 1 second, turn it. It says, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness, and that's plain and simple. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. Okay, that's what the Lord promised to this wicked ass society. This 2 Ezra 15 and 14 is woe to the world and them that dwell therein. So the Lord said, hey, woe to the world, destruction to the world. Woe means destruction. That's not a good word. You know, you have some definition, you have some words that can be positive and negative. You know, like the word consequence or the word reward. That can be positive or negative, but woe, it simply means destruction. You know? It says, verse 15, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh. Okay? So it says draweth nigh, meaning it's close. Okay, it says, and the one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. All right, so we see the uprisings going on, man. These people are going at it. These people are in disagreements. Okay, and this is only prophecy. This is prophecy, man. You know, like the elder you call in Iowa mentioned. All right, because you know, he was quoting Apostle Har, because you know the apostle quoted, hey, a lot of guys get weak because they're not watching prophecy. You know, just going about their everyday life. You know, just going through the motions, man. It's, you know, we're not supposed to be in emotions, man. Going through the motions. You know, we're supposed to constantly be on our watch. You know, because there's always something to go out to push and edify the flock, man. You know, let's continue to read. It says, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. All right, and a sedition is an uprising against your authority or your government. All right, what's going on over there right now in LA and all over the U.S.? You know, it's sedition. You know, it doesn't matter if it's orchestrated, because a lot of it is. You know, the violence of it is. All right, because it's the same thing as 2020. You know, it's riots, find pallets of boxes, pallets of bricks. All of a sudden, guys in ski masks just popping windows and spray paint violent gestures, you know, violent words. You know, when you track them down, they find out to be either police officers or paid off agent provocateurs, man. And these things are funded by George Soros, who funded BLM. You know, so we're not I was going to say let me go that 2 Corinthians 11 real quick. In fact, 1 second, put it in same devices, because I just didn't want to butcher it. 2 Corinthians 2 and 11, it says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So we understand how this devil moves, man. This devil is the king of agent provocateur. All right, this devil is the king of setting something up, okay, then having someone and blame someone else, man. Look at Nero. Look at Nero and what he did to the Israelites, man. Look at Pearl Harbor. Look at 9/11. This devil does this shit all the time. Look at January the 6th. Was it 6? You know? Verse 16. There shall be sedition among men, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. So people high up in this society, the rulers, it says they shall not regard them. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So people are going to do anything that they want, anything that's in their desire, man. They're going to invade these people's houses. They're going to ravish them. They're going to do anything to them, man. It's going to be wild when the lights go off, man. Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Okay, that neighbor that you say hi, how you doing, and good morning every morning, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. Okay, the modern day sword is the gun. All right, but also along with any killing instrument. Okay, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread. Okay, so you're going to take his belongings, to take his supplies because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation, man. So, these are the times that we're upon, man. So Lord willing, this is edifying. I just want to make it a quick, short lesson. America's, 250 year celebration. Empire is actually on average, about 250 years. Okay, so this is it says by Armstrong Williams, studies show that empire survives on average a mere 250 years. Did you know that? To put into context, the world's oldest person that died at 124 years old, so she lived nearly half as long as most empires do. So this is from 2017 up here. This is from 2022. So it's more later. It's more updated. And you can find one. I tried to find one that's at 2025, but they'll probably release that later on. But try looking for it. But I did find one for 2022 and 2017. Okay, yeah, let's read the one in 2022. It says the U.S. has been at war 225 out of 243 years since 1776, and now we can replace that. Okay, with 220 something else in 250 years. Is more updated, and war 225 out of 243 years since 1776, and now we can replace that. Okay, with 220 something else in 250 years.